Are you a veteran and you have an upcoming compensation and pension exam with a third-party contractor? Today I'm going to share with you some do's and some don'ts as it pertains to a CMP exam. So stick around. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 VA Claims Consulting, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Today's video, I am going to give you some do's and don'ts as it pertains to the VA's third-party CMP exam. But before I get into today's video, I want to remind you that I have my upcoming seminar on how to win your VA compensation claims, okay? So I'll be coming to Norfolk, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, San Antonio, Texas, Fort Hood, Texas, and San Diego, California. So if you're an active duty service member, you want to be in this seminar. If you're coming up on that your 6 months ETS or retirement, you want to be in this seminar as an active duty service member. If you're 90% and you're stuck and you're trying to get to the 100%, you need to be in this seminar. If you're frustrated with the VA claims process, you need to be in this seminar, okay? If you're starting a process and you're unclear how the process works and how you can navigate through the VA claims process, you want to be in this seminar, okay? So I'll leave the link to my Eventbrite page so you can get signed up, okay? Now, today's video, do's and don'ts as it pertains to VA compensation and pension exams. I talk to veterans on a daily basis, and sometimes we'll talk about CMP exams, and within 30, 40 seconds of them talking to me and explaining about their CMP exam, I already know they are in a world of hurt when they get that rating decision back, because it didn't sound like they really knew what to do or not to do before they went to that CMP exam. And I'm going to share some of those things with you today, okay? But keep in mind, this is your CMP exam. You do what you feel comfortable with. I'm just giving you my opinion as it pertains to do's and don'ts, okay? But again, I adjudicated my own claim. I'm a retired VA rater. I've seen some crazy things happen in these CMP exams and what some things the examiners put down on paper, okay? So let's cover the do's. Some of the things that you want to do. Be honest, okay? When you go in that exam, just be honest, be forthcoming, okay? Tell them what you feel, what's going on, and just be honest about it, okay? Also, before you even show up, this is something you want to do. Find out what you're showing up for. I talk to veterans, they'll say, oh, I had a CMP exam and it was for PTSD, but I only claimed tinnitus. And the first question I ask the veteran is, are you service connected for PTSD? And they'll say, yep. And I'm like, you didn't have a routine future exam? Nope. Did you go in for an increase? You sure? Nope. But they went to the exam anyway. And I've seen some veterans get reduced that way. Know what you're showing up for, okay? When they call you, ask questions. This is the time to ask. What am I showing up for? I don't know. Well, you need to put somebody on the phone that can tell me why I'm showing up. I'm just not showing up for any old exam, okay? VA employees make mistakes and can request the wrong exam. You don't want to fall in that category, okay? So, short, direct, and to the point comments. A lot of veterans just like to just start talking, and they think that's going to help their claim. It could, but also you could lose the examiner, okay? Meaning, they'll be like, okay, what the heck is this vet talking about? Okay? Short, direct, to the point is always the best way to go. Even when you're wording your claim, short, direct, and to the point, okay? And if you're like me and you forget things sometimes, it wouldn't be a bad idea to write down things on a 3x5 card. Say, for example, you're going in for an increase for PTSD. You're at 30%, you feel you meet the 50 or 70, and some of the symptoms in the diagnostic code criteria, write those down. Say, hey, doc, my memory's not all that great anymore. here are the symptoms that I feel that I'm having, okay? And give those to the examiner, not the 3x5 card, but verbally articulate that to the examiner, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, okay? And ask questions. If you know why you're there, meaning PTSD, migraines, or tinnitus, ask questions. If you're familiar with that DBQ and the doctor didn't ask you questions that you know that's on that DBQ, that you know that will be part of that diagnostic code criteria for them assigning percentages, you might want to ask those questions. Hey, doc, you didn't ask me this, so I'm having these symptoms, or whatever the case, okay? But just make sure you ask the right questions. Now, if you ask the doctor, hey, how long is it going to take for you to review or complete this DBQ and get it back over to the VA, they might just tell you, hey, well, there's no set time frame. I got to review the evidence, blah, 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 okay? But there could be other questions that they can answer as it pertains to information on that DBQ. Hey, doc, did you document that I stated that my migraines interfere with my employment? There's a box. There's a question on that DBQ to ask that. Did you check that? Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Could you have pissed some examiners off? Probably. But hey, again, this is your claim. All right? Now, some of the don'ts. Don't go in there and lie. Okay? One of the do's I talked about, being honest. Don't go in there and lie. Okay? Just tell them, hey, straight up, this is that, and that's it. Okay? And don't show up without knowing what questions that are on the DBQ for the exam that you're there for. So once you've already confirmed, yep, I'm showing up for this exam, what's on that DBQ, okay? Don't show up before, don't go to the exam and not know this information, okay? Because you're going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage, all right? And one other thing, and I don't mean to laugh, but I even get this when veterans call me. Let me just tell you my story. That is the wrong time, in my opinion, to tell a story. Now, if the doctor asks you to explain, again, one of the do's, short, direct, and to the point. Sometimes veterans will schedule consultations with me, and they'll say, oh, I got this and this and that. Let me just tell you my story. That's not what the consultation is for. The majority of the time, that's not what the exam is for. Short, direct, and to the point. Your story may not be the way they need to hear it, okay? But if you know what you're there for, which exams you're showing up for, if you know the questions that's going to be asked on that DBQ, then you don't have to tell this long, drawn-out story that may not have anything to do with that CMP exam, okay? And don't leave without confirming you have provided the examiner with all the information. So again, if you're familiar with that DBQ and that doctor didn't ask all those questions, hey, doc, can we go through that DBQ again? I think we missed some questions, okay? One of those questions is, let's take the migraines, for example. Doctor go through it. It's a short DBQ, but they don't ask you if they interfere with your employment. You should already know that, okay? Hey, doc, you didn't ask me that. Can we look at that again and make sure we get that annotated on the exam, okay? There's nothing wrong with holding the examiner accountable, okay? Now, this is your exam. This is not mine. I've already went through all of mine. This is yours. I'm just merely giving you my opinion on some do's and don'ts as it pertains to the CMP exam, okay? Now, that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with other veterans, and don't forget my upcoming seminar on how to win your VA compensation claim, okay? So I hope to see you in one of my seminars. Thank you.